Most women come to me wanting to lose stubborn weight, fix their bloating, and finally feel like themselves again. They're doing all the things right, eating clean, exercising, cutting sugar, and yet they're still inflamed, exhausted, and stuck. That was me too. I had 15 different types of parasites, H. pylori, SIBO, and mast cell activation. I was reacting to nearly everything and living off of 3 foods. But no one told me it was my gut. And it wasn't until I dug deeper and realized parasites weren't just causing my symptoms, they were blocking my fat loss too. In today's video, I'm gonna walk you through 11 real signs you might have parasites, and more importantly, how those parasites could be keeping you from burning fat, balancing your hormones, and actually seeing results, even if your labs say you're normal. And make sure you stay until the end because I included a bonus sign that might explain why nothing you're doing is working. And if you're new to following me, I'm Elizabeth with Elizabeth Ayler Fitness. I have my 4-year degree in kinesiology, CSCS. I'm a holistic nutrition consultant, GAPS practitioner, and FDN practitioner. But credentials just mean one thing. I worked with over 1,000 women struggling with severe digestive issues, hormone imbalances, and by getting to the root cause, I helped them heal their body by getting to the root cause. Let's dive right into it. Here's what most people don't know. Parasites aren't just something you get from bad water or third world travel. They're extremely common, and you can pick them up from undercooked food, produce, your pets, soil, or even passed down from your mom at birth. These are microscopic organisms that live in your gut. They steal your nutrients, mess with digestion, trigger inflammation, and keep your body in chronic stress mode, which means your metabolism slows, your hormones shift, and your body holds onto fat. Most conventional doctors don't test for parasites unless you're hospitalized with severe symptoms, which means so many women are walking around with underlying infections that are never addressed. As an FDN practitioner, I don't believe in just throwing herbal kill protocols at everything. You don't need to destroy your microbiome. You need to understand what's actually going on and work with your body to restore function. And here's what I've seen time after working with thousands of women. If your gut is inflamed, nothing else will work. Not the macros, not the workouts, not even the right calories. It isn't a food problem, it's an absorption, digestion, and stress problem. So today, I'm going to walk you through the clearest signs your gut is asking for help. So let's break down 11 of the biggest symptoms I look for when parasites are involved and how they're secretly keeping you in fat storage mode, even when you're doing everything right. If you're eating healthy all day, but suddenly need sugar at night, or find yourself raiding the pantry right after dinner, it may not be a willpower issue, it might be your gut. When your gut microbiome is overrun by yeast or parasites, these organisms thrive on sugar and refined carbs, and they're not passive. They actively manipulate your brain chemistry by releasing chemicals that trigger your dopamine pathways, causing intense cravings. This isn't a discipline issue. It's biochemical hijacking through what we call the gut-brain axis. All these cravings override your satiety cues and lead to blood sugar spikes, increasing insulin, disrupting cortisol rhythms, and poor sleep, all of which sets the stage for fat storage, especially around your midsection. Instead of fueling your body, you're unknowingly feeding what's living inside you. These cravings feel urgent and out of control, especially in the evening or around the full moon when parasites are most active. I used to be that person. I'd eat a big balanced dinner and immediately feel a desperate need for something sweet. And one of my clients told me she was convinced she had an emotional eating problem. Turns out her gut was overrun with sugar-feeding pathogens, and once we addressed that, cravings vanished, and her weight started to drop. This isn't about willpower. This is your gut microbiome hijacking your brain and your metabolism. Some days you wake up with a flat stomach, and by 2 p.m., you might look 6 months pregnant, even if you're eating the same clean meals. This is not a food issue, that's a gut imbalance. This type of bloating isn't from overeating or a specific food sensitivity. It's caused by gas production from parasites, SIBO, or dysbiotic bacteria. These microbes ferment your food and release methane or hydrogen gases, causing unpredictable bloating and distension. This bloating can vary daily based on their life cycles, your stress levels, and what you eat. Even safe meals like smoothies or steamed vegetables can feel heavy and triggering when your gut lining is inflamed. The result? Constant immune activation and inflammation, which elevates cortisol, slows digestion, and increases fat storage, especially around that belly. If your gut is constantly bloated, it's also signaling stress to the body, making it nearly impossible to burn fat efficiently. One of my clients bloated worse from broccoli and salmon than she ever did from pizza. Why? Her gut lining was so reactive and her bacteria were fermenting even the cleanest foods. And after we addressed the root cause, she could eat freely again without the bloat. You're doing everything right. Sleeping 7 to 8 hours, eating clean, taking your supplements, and yet you still wake up feeling like you've been hit by a truck. If your body feels like it's constantly in survival mode, it might not be burnout. It could be your gut. Parasites and bad bacteria don't just live in your gut. They compete with you for your nutrients. They steal your iron, B12, and magnesium, which your body needs to produce energy. On top of that, they release endotoxins that trigger chronic inflammation, exhausting your immune system, and overtaxing your adrenals and mitochondria, which is your body's energy factory. This is why you might be sleeping 8 hours and still feel foggy, unmotivated, or heavy. It's not a mindset issue. Your body is fighting 24/7 just to stay in balance. And when your mitochondria are inflamed and undernourished, your metabolic rate tanks. Your body literally doesn't have the energy to burn fat and instead holds on to everything for protection. When I had parasites, no amount of sleep or caffeine made a difference. I felt like I needed a nap after every meal. That wired but tired feeling wasn't stress. It was my gut keeping my body in a constant state of defense. Your metabolism needs energy to function. And when parasites deplete your nutrients and overwork your immune system, your body slows everything down to survive, including fat burning. Do you wake up in the middle of the night for no reason, especially around 2 or 3 a.m.? This is not random insomnia. It might be a stress signal coming straight from your gut. Parasites are nocturnal. They're most active when you're supposed to be resting and detoxing. Their activity can trigger internal stress signals, which spike cortisol and burden your liver at a time when your body should be healing. That stress response wakes you up, disrupts sleep, and leaves you tired but wired. And when your sleep is broken, your metabolism suffers. Sleep is when your body resets hormones like leptin, ghrelin, and insulin, which regulate your hunger and fat burning. Disrupted sleep means elevated cortisol, more cravings, and stalled fat loss. I used to wake up like clockwork, 2:30 a.m., heart racing, wide awake. It felt like anxiety, but it was my body reacting to gut stress. And one of my clients told me she hadn't slept through the night in years. And when we cleared her parasites and restored her liver function, she finally got real rest and she dropped inflammation weight almost immediately. Your best fat burning tool is deep sleep. And if parasites are stealing that from you, your body will never get what it needs to reset. Are you down to just a few safe foods? And even those are starting to cause you symptoms. That's not food fear. That's your gut trying to protect itself. Parasites and harmful bacteria can damage your gut lining, creating tiny holes in the intestinal wall, a condition known as leaky gut. This allows food particles to leak into the bloodstream, triggering immune reactions to even clean, whole foods. The result? Bloating, fatigue, skin flare-ups, anxiety, and fear around eating. The more inflamed your gut becomes, the more reactive you are, which limits your food variety and keeps your body in constant stress. And if you can't eat enough variety, you can't get the nutrients needed to build muscle, burn fat, or regulate hormones. At my worst, I was down to 3 foods and terrified to try anything else. I've had clients come to me after trying every elimination diet only to end up more reactive than ever. Their problem wasn't the food. It was an unhealed gut. Once we rebuilt their gut lining and cleared out the invaders, food became safe again, and fat loss actually became possible. If your food list is shrinking and keeps shrinking, it's time to stop removing and start repairing your body. It wants to heal, but it can't do that if it's in defense mode. If you see yourself in even a few of these signs, this is your body asking for help. This is what I do. I work with women who've tried all of the things: macros, elimination diets, gut protocols, trainers, hormones, and still feel stuck. Inside my 90-day digestive coaching program, I help you restore your gut, reset your metabolism, eat more, not less, and finally get your energy, body, and food freedom back. Some clients need testing, some don't. What they all need though is a real plan, a clear path, and a coach who's been there. Click the link below in the description for my 90-day coaching so I can help you get answers and, more importantly, get results that last. If you tracked your food, cut your calories, upped your workouts, and you're still not seeing the scale move, it's time to stop blaming your macros and start looking at your gut. Your gut is deeply connected to your thyroid, insulin signaling, and estrogen detoxification, 3 of the biggest fat-burning pathways in your body. When parasites, bad bacteria, or inflammation are present, your metabolism slows down because your body is focused on survival, not fat loss. These microbes can produce LPS, which are toxic compounds which cross the gut barrier and trigger systemic inflammation. This inflammation leads to hormone resistance, like insulin resistance or leptin resistance, keeping your body stuck in storage mode, even if you're doing everything right. One of my clients came to me after years stuck doing keto with no results. She was stuck at the same weight despite eating low carb and working out 5 days a week. Once we found the hidden parasite layer and rebuilt her gut function, she lost 12 pounds of inflammation in just 90 days without changing her macros or training. When your gut is inflamed, your body will always prioritize defense over digestion, and that blocks fat loss every time. If your skin is flaring up and nothing topical is helping, there's a good chance the real issue isn't on your skin, it's in your gut. Your skin is your body's 3rd detox organ, after your bowels and your kidneys. When your gut is overwhelmed by parasites or bad bacteria, your detox symptoms can get backed up, and your body reroutes toxins out through your skin. This creates inflammation, histamine flares, and breakouts, and often gets misdiagnosed as hormonal acne or eczema. Parasites also release ammonia and other biotoxins, burdening your liver and lymphatic system. I had a client that was taking 7 Zyrtex a day and her whole body would break out with histamine reactions. She spent thousands of dollars going to all of the top doctors and food allergists, and nothing worked. When we cleared her gut and gave her detox organs real support, within 3 weeks, her skin completely cleared up, she was less reactive to foods, her sugar cravings disappeared, and we were able to get her off of all of her medications once and for all. I'm gonna link her full case study above for you for step-by-step what we did to heal her from mast cell activation and chronic gut dysbiosis. Your skin is a mirror of your gut, and if your skin is inflamed, odds are your internal ecosystem needs support. Do you clench your jaw or grind your teeth at night, even with a mouth guard? That might be more than stress. Parasites are most active during the nighttime hours, especially during REM sleep, and full moon cycles. This internal stress puts your nervous system on high alert, leading to jaw clenching, sleep disruption, and nervous system overdrive. This sympathetic fight or flight state keeps your cortisol elevated and prevents the deep restorative sleep needed for healing, hormone balance, and metabolism regulation. One of my clients tried magnesium mouth guards and every anxiety medication. Nothing stopped the grinding. After we cleared the parasites and worked on vagus nerve support, the tension vanished and she started sleeping deeper than she had in years. Teeth grinding is often a nervous system response to microbial stress. Heal the gut, calm the brain. If you feel moody, anxious, or wired for no reason, even when nothing in your life has changed, your gut may be behind it. Your gut produces over 90% of your serotonin and 50% of your dopamine, the two neurotransmitters that regulate your mood, motivation, and energy. Parasites and bad bacteria disrupt the gut-brain connection by creating inflammation and producing neurotoxins that hijack your mood. This can leave you feeling emotionally unstable, anxious, or unable to wind down, which also makes fat loss nearly impossible. Why? Because elevated cortisol and nervous system dysregulation drives cravings, fatigue, and fat storage. One of my clients told me she felt like a different person. Calm one moment and anxious the next, all in the same day. She blamed her hormones until we found parasite overgrowth disrupting her serotonin production. After 2 months of gut healing, she finally felt like herself again. If your mood is swinging and your anxiety feels unexplainable, it might not be hormonal, it might be microbial. You know that feeling where you wake up nauseous, feel heavy after a meal, or can't go to the bathroom for days at a time? That's not just stress. It's a microbial overload. Parasites and bad gut bugs can inflame or even partially block bile flow, slow motility, and clog up your detox pathways. This creates a toxic buildup and your body starts to send out red flags. Nausea after meals, food just sitting in your stomach, constipation for days, or random waves of queasiness. And since your liver is central to hormone detox, fat metabolism, and digestion, a backed up liver equals a backed up metabolism. At one point, I was reacting to nearly everything I ate. I had nausea after an avocado, constipation so bad that I would look 6 months pregnant, and I had zero energy. I had over 150 colonics, and it wasn't until I cleared out 15 parasites, supported my bile flow, and rebuilt my digestion that I could finally eat without fear and actually absorb my food again. If you're feeling worse after eating and can't go to the bathroom regularly or feel nauseous for no reason, it could be your gut, not your gallbladder, crying for help. And if you struggle with constipation, I'm gonna link above a case study that I did for you, sharing with you how I helped my client lose 32 pounds, healing her gut, and she was taking 16 laxatives and still couldn't go to the bathroom when we started working together. You tried the gut powders, the probiotics, the low FODMAP diets, maybe even candida cleanses, and yet your symptoms keep coming back. That's a red flag. Many gut protocols focus on generic cleansing or symptom suppression, but they miss the parasite and biofilm layer. Worse, many kill protocols wipe out the good bacteria too, leaving your microbiome even weaker than before. If you never rebuilt your gut lining, never repopulated the good bacteria, or never actually removed what was really there causing the issue, it's no wonder why bloating, cravings, and fatigue keep returning. And when your gut is in that weakened state, your ability to regulate metabolism, stress, and hormone detox goes out the window. It's why so many women get stuck in endless healing loops that block fat loss. If your gut work didn't stick, it wasn't because your body failed. It's because the root cause was never fully addressed and your microbiome was never truly restored. If even 3 of these signs sound familiar, this is your body asking for a new strategy. One that doesn't rely on restriction, but one that relies on restoring your gut and metabolic resistance. This is what I do inside my 90-day whole body transformation. I help women who've done everything. Cleanses, detoxes, low carb, high protein, finally figure out what's going on inside their body and how to fix it for good. I'm gonna link the full video above of my full healing journey of how I overcame 15 types of parasites, H. pylori, and SIBO. Check out my case studies playlist that I'm gonna put here for you on how I help women finally heal. And if you're ready to work together and start your transformation journey, head to the description below to set up a call with me for my 90-day whole body transformation. I'd love to help you finally feel like yourself again. 6 months from now, you could be in the exact same spot, or 6 months closer to your goal. What's stopping you?